I'm Katrina, and this is Sew and Tare. And today I want to say Happy New Year! Happy New Year to everybody. I hope this next year is easier than this last year. I hope that our adventures are fun, and I wish everyone a great new year. I know this last year was a little tough on a lot of people, and including here, we had one of our breeder rabbits die of heat, and that was not good. And we also had our first bully in our quail, and that was in the quailmobiles in the cage system, and so that also was not good. So yeah, we had a couple things that were not great, but we also had some things that went really well. So this last year we got the quailmobiles going. They've been going really well, except for that one that was picking on everybody. But they've been going really well. We had really good turnouts with the baby bunnies, and that was really great. That was a great experience. My first year breeding rabbits was last season, so starting from last fall, so a year, like a year and a half ago. So I've learned a lot from that, and I know you guys have learned a lot from what I've shown you, and so I want to make sure that that's an encouragement to you, that sometimes when things go wrong, I let you know what's going wrong, and that we're able to make sure you don't make the same mistakes, or make sure that you have something better in place than what I do. So that's good. And I have really enjoyed the live chats. So that was something that we started, I don't remember when I started those, but it was this year, and started those this year, and I really enjoyed them. I really enjoyed talking with everybody. I think it gives a little bit more familiarity, and I know I've met a lot of you like at QuailCon, but some people I haven't met, and so it's a really nice way to get that one-on-one time. So Happy New Year. I was hoping that since it's raining, you can hear it. If it gets really loud, we'll have to go inside. I'm in the screened-in porch right now. But since it's been raining and we had flooding in our local crossing, creek crossing got flooded out. Been raining a lot. I was hoping that we weren't going to get fireworks. But if anybody knows Gilroy, we know that fireworks is a thing here. And I just heard some, but hopefully nobody close is going to do that. So we'll see. Otherwise, the baby bunnies and the baby quail that are out are in for an interesting night. I mean, they've been hearing the rain all day, so that might not bother them at all. But Happy New Year, and I also wanted to share with you some goals. So starting last year, actually, Zach from My Shire Farm kind of told everybody, hey, I make goals, these are the goals I do. And I found it really encouraging to make my own goals last year. So I guess it was like at the end of 2021. But I am hoping that by continuing this, it will keep me on track, and it will help you to set your own goals. And something that's important with goal setting is to have it down on paper. So have it there. Don't just have it in your head, have it there. If you're going to do it on your computer, print it out. If you're doing handwritten, put it somewhere. Put it up on a bulletin board that you see every day. Put it up on something that you walk past every day. Put it in multiple different places. Let's say you have a goal that's kitchen oriented. You put those goals in the kitchen. You have a goal that's, you know, animal oriented. Maybe you put it up by the feed. Make it goals that you actually remind yourself about and have steps to accomplish. So what I've written down here is one mistake I made last time. I didn't make too many goals, but I had a lot of them. And what happened is I had 3 pages of goals and how I was accomplishing them. And I'm moving to a different system this time. I have 1 page, that's just what it happened to be when I wrote it out, and this is on the computer. I had one page of goals, and then I went on to the next page and I put down another thing that says daily goals, and those are things to look at every single day. So I don't have to look at that whole thing every day. I can, I should, but let's be honest. I'm not going to every single day. I will do that more often, but not every single day. And so then I also have weekly goals. So I have things that need to be accomplished every single day, and I have things that need to be accomplished either every week or within the week on certain days. So yeah, let's get into it. And I will review this. It sounds like the rain's here. I love the sound of the rain. I don't know if you guys do or not, but let me know if you do. And I will or won't do more videos in the rain like this. But I'm going to read off my goals, mostly for YouTube and business and health. And you have other more personal goals to do as well. So I'm just going to kind of give you an idea of what my goals are moving forward next year. And I just got a glow on my face. So for YouTube, I want to continue to do 4 videos a week. I'm currently doing 3 content videos and 1 week in review video, and then I also have the live video, so I guess that's 5. But I'm continuing to do the pace that I'm doing right now. It's a good fit. I like it. I think people enjoy that kind of content, and that variety of content I think deserves to have. When you have a variety of content, in my mind, it's a good idea to have things spaced out. So like, I have a lot of quail content, but I have a lot of gardening content, and there's going to be different seasons that have different concentrations, but I like to space things out so it's not all one thing in the same week, if that makes sense. And that way more people can enjoy different things from the same channel. Of course, that doesn't mean there's not going to be a lot of gardening things in the spring, and a lot of quail things at some point, a lot of rabbit things when that's happening. But I'm trying and attempting to be well-rounded with that, and I think I'm being successful. Let me know if I'm not. So that's 1. Continue to do the videos that I'm doing. Number 2 is to get up to at least 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. And right now I'm sitting at 439 as of today, which is December 31st, 2022. So if you can help me with that goal, go ahead, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And if you are already, share it with someone that you think would enjoy it. And my thoughts are, I need to get out into some different groups of people. I have a lot of people that I know or I've come in contact personally with, or on the internet, or like that, and they know me because of that. And what I'm hoping to do is to reach out to people that I don't necessarily have another connection with, and to hopefully bring them into this and get people excited about growing things and preserving things. So you can help me out with that. That'd be great. Here's something new. I would like to establish. It's not new. It kind of was on my goal list last year in a different way, so I'm revamping it. I've done a lot of cooking videos, and I've had a lot of positive feedback from that. So I would like to do a once monthly cook with me live. So how this would be set up is I would have, at some point I would say, okay, here's the ingredients you need. Next week we're going to do a meal, and these are the things you need. And then actually do a live, and we'll chat while we cook. And so that's something that something I was thinking about doing weekly, but I think that's too much. I would like to do it monthly, and I think that would be great. So next up is, I will be at some point this next year starting another channel. And I know I've done 1, maybe 2 times I've had a little bit of song on this channel, just kind of when I'm doing stuff with animals. But I actually sing. I've sang all my life. I've had voice lessons. I've never really been. I was in a children's choir and all of that. But what I generally do when I sing, it doesn't make any sense sometimes. Whatever's in my head comes out my mouth, and it's kind of a meditative thing for me. And when I do that, I actually get compliments. My parents have a neighbor that says, "Oh, I miss hearing Katrina sing," and because I would do that growing up, I do it here. When I moved in, I told my neighbors, "Hey, if you're annoyed by that, let me know," and they all think it's great, so it's okay. Or they haven't told me otherwise. And so I will be starting a channel at some point, probably a couple months or a few months in, which is going to have song and poetry and stuff like that on it. And I have some very specific ideas about that with sensory stuff. So it is only the sound. So that I have some ideas about that. So that's going to be coming up. Right now my working name for that is Consciously Unconscious, Giving Voice to Mind. And that comes from, I took classes of Qigong with Dr. Yalti Chow, who passed this past month. And she says to do things comfortably uncomfortable. So the Qigong exercises and everything that you do, you should be doing to a point that you're not just comfortable in it. You're not just comfortable sitting there. You're not just being. You are extending yourself just a little further. Not to a point you're going to pull a muscle. Not to the point you're going to be, needing therapy. But to the point comfortably uncomfortable. And I thought that would be a great play on words to use consciously unconscious. Because really what I do when I sing, when you write poetry, you are bringing voice to the unconscious mind. So there's the background there. Hopefully that doesn't get lost. But there's the background there. So there's my YouTube goals. And I'm going to head inside because it is starting to rain harder. And I'm afraid you can't hear me. So I'll meet you guys inside. We are back inside. A little quieter in here. You guys recognize my back, my backdrop here. Those are my YouTube goals. And so I hope those sound good. Let me know how they sound. Yeah. And then I have business goals. So I work full-time. I'm a wildlife biologist, but I am starting to sell eggs, and I have a lot of ideas for that as a personal business. So that's what these goals are. And as you guys know, I got really excited because I went around and gave freebies to restaurants, and they several of them were very interested. And one was I thought he was going to buy a whole bunch, but I have not been able to get a hold of him. I have not been able to get a hold of other people. I think people are on vacation because it is around the holidays when all of this started happening. So I'm thinking that maybe that timing was an issue. So I am setting myself some reasonable goals. And these might sound low, but I do think they are reasonable goals. And that is to get at least 3 consistent restaurant egg clients. So the key word in that is consistent. And whereas I know a lot of the people who I talked with thought, oh, we could do a special with that. We could do a special with that. We could do something seasonal. So I know that there are opportunities in that direction. But what I'd like to do is get it set up so that I have 3 consistent restaurant egg clients. So that's one goal. Another goal, a lot of my neighbors know I have eggs. A lot of them, I think, kind of forget that I'm selling them. And I also have people that neighbors call and say, oh, hey, my friend's in town, my son's in town, whatever, they wanted to buy some eggs. I get the message after they're already out of town. So I think I've been thinking about this. I do have one right now, but I got a mini fridge and I will be putting that on my front porch. It's actually out there right now. It's not connected. It's covered up. And I'm working on ways to kind of hide that from the street view. We'll see how this goes. But so that people who know I have them know that they can just come get them and say, I already have, packs of 12 or packs of 24. They're in the refrigerator. Yeah, come over and get them. And then I very handily have a mail slot on my house. So any money that needs to be dropped off can just be dropped into the mail slot. I don't use it for mail because it obviously, the house was built in 1954. In 1954, people got letters. In 2023, people get humongous bundles of ads. So I do have an actual mailbox for the mail. But this would actually be a safe way for people to leave money. So that's good. So my goal is to reach out and acquire neighborhood egg clients. And I need to finish setting up the microfridge and let people know what's happening. And then go beyond the people that I already know and go out further in my local neighborhood. So I think that'd be really good. Number 3, plant sellable plants in green stock and get customers. So one of the things that happened when I was going around to restaurants trying to get people to buy quail eggs is that I also added on that I grow in my garden, and if there's something they're having trouble finding or getting a hold of, that I could grow it for them. And so there were a couple of people that suggested a couple of things. They're like, wow, well, this is really hard to find and that's really hard to find. So they're like, yeah, that'd be great. Now these are people that I don't know if I provide that they'll become egg customers, or if it just is that they are customers for that. So I'd like to explore that. And I did get 2 green stalks last time they were on sale. And I love those things. If you guys don't know I'm talking about, I'll put a link up here to the green stock, the first setup video. I have a couple of them, but I love it. It's great. And I actually have a $10 off. There's a link in the description of every video that I do for a $10 off your first purchase. So yeah, that is what I'm going to do. I have some plants in mind. I have some seeds already here, and I have some seeds that are coming. So next up is establish a website. So this was something that was on my list for last year, and I just didn't get to it. I got as far as researching it. So I do believe I likely know which one I'm going to go with, and I just need to do it. So as you can see, some of these things, they don't have timelines on them yet. That's something I'm going to be doing in the first couple weeks of the new year, is actually figuring out what I'm doing when, and to make it on a calendar that I can check daily, right? Check daily and say, this is what I'm doing today. All right, so that is one thing. Next up is to get a cottage foods permit, and that would allow me to sell things like tea. That does not allow you to sell egg products or poultry products. That is all under USDA, and you have to have a commercial kitchen. So I currently don't have access to a commercial kitchen. I might if I develop a relationship with a restaurant, because that would qualify. They would have to be inspected for my permit as well if I get that permit. But I'm not worried about that right now. Right now I'm concentrating on the cottage foods permit, and if that other permit falls in this next year, then that's okay too. Next up is to produce some in-person classes, and part of this is to develop a relationship within my community. A lot of my community relationship stuff right now is on YouTube, and I need to bring that into my local physical place for some of these. And I would like to do in-person classes for, and these are just a list, and the list will grow, I'm sure, and change. Gardening, there's lots of different things you could do that, but gardening, compost, vermiculture, which is worms, water bath canning, pressure canning, dehydrating, and keeping quail. So those are the ones I have right now, ideas for, and that I could make curricula for. Next up is to research and get involved with farmers markets or craft shows, and I did actually make an initial contact with someone at the city for that, and she said to come back when I had my small egg producer handler license, because I was talking about selling eggs, and talk with her, and so I actually didn't do that because so much was happening at the end of the year, because I got this I got it in November, so there you go. And the craft shows, so that would be the next step, is establish specific times to make quail and rabbit crafts and do it. So part of this goal is to actually take the time, look at the calendar, and say, I'm doing this on this day, I'm doing this on this weekend, I'm doing this, and to then do it. So some things that are on that list is skulls. So I need to I have parts in the freezer right now. So I need to turn heads into skulls. Pelts, right now they are in the freezer, raw in the freezer. And so those need to be gone through either salt or borax, depending on the end product, and to get it more preserved. Cat toys, and that's, a lot of different, there's a lot of different ideas in my head for that. Dog treats, which would be dried rabbit ears and quail feet, frozen. Either one could be frozen, but yeah, so that's one. Jewelry, so quail feet, you can do that with a little gem and a pendant, or rabbit feet. I don't know if that would go under jewelry or like keychains. I just kind of put it in there. And skulls, so that would be the quail skulls as well, and feather earrings. So these are things that I'm thinking of. And then the last thing I have on this list, which this list will grow, there's so much things that you can do with the byproduct of growing animals, is candles. So I'm making candles in quail and chicken egg shells. And when I do each of these, I will be making videos so you guys can see how I did it, and you guys can tell me if you know a way to do it. Let me know. If you have done it one way and it didn't work out, also let me know. So yeah, there we go. I'm understanding that this video is not focusing well, and I apologize for that. That's just the way it is right now. Sorry. So next up for business is to contact Baker Creek to see if I can be a speaker at the Heirloom Expo. Heirloom Expo this year is down near LA, and I would like to speak on volunteer plants. And I don't know if they have someone talking on that, if they have a group together, but I just need to contact them so that they know that I exist and that I'm interested. All right, I think I might have fixed it. It's a little darker though, because I put the light was like right at the level of the camera. Anyway, here we go. So, Heirloom Expo. And then to be more involved at QuailCon 2023, which is, both of those are in September. I think everything's just in September because the summer is so full. All right, so that is business and business goals. So I think that those are all accomplishable goals. And again, the specifics will be put on the calendar in the next couple weeks is my plan. Didn't put that goal on here, but it's on there. Projects. So we've done a lot of projects. We've done a lot of builds. There's a lot of things that I have footage for that I have not put out to you guys yet, such as the brooder and the quailmobile, and I thought there was one more. But I will be getting to those videos, I promise. And there's more to build. So some projects for this next year, and this is just projects around this property, and that is to finish the quailmobiles. So we have one more to build, and then after that, all that's left is to have some more permanent roofing. Right now we have temporary solutions, and the watering the automatic water hooked up. And I've already done that. I'll put a video up here, a link up here to that video. So you guys already know how to do that if you've seen it. If you haven't, go ahead and go to that link and go ahead and learn. It's super cool. You never run out of water, which is always good. I had to give those quail water, luckily, in between the rainstorm, just a couple minutes, and I got out there and I got back and it started raining again. So I would rather have that be an automatic process. We're not there yet. So that's number one, is finish the quail mobiles. Number two is to fix the rabbit hutch flooring for the grow out pen and for Parmesan. So this is the double-decker grow out pen that we have. It works great. I was concerned that they were going to pee on each other. It only happened once, and that was towards the end of their life. And other than that, everybody peed on the bottom, which is really good. But the flooring in there, it's an old thing. The person that we got it from, and we've revamped it a couple times, the person we got it from had 2 rabbits in it for his daughter. He built it originally, and that was, he had them for 10 years. And so it hasn't been changed out in 10 years. That's pretty good. And so I would like to have, instead of, it's half-inch hardware cloth right now, and I would like to change it to, and I will change it to, the 1-inch by 1/2 inch, which has a larger size wire. It's more comfortable for them and has, the poop goes through easier. So that's going to be happening for that grow out. Parmesan's doesn't really need it, but I think he would be more comfortable with the 1-inch by 1/2 inch on the bigger wire. He's completely fine. I don't think he actually needs it, but I think it's just good practice to give him as good a housing as possible. And then to do a roof for the main quail aviary, and as well for the raviary, which has the jumbos in it, and the racking house, which is chickens and rabbits. The most need right now is for the main quail aviary, so I'm only putting that one on there. And my assumption is once we get that one done, we're going to be going, okay, let's just get the other ones done. But for a reachable goal, that's what I want to do. I already have the panels. We probably already have the wood. We might not have all the wood. Might have to get some wood. But that's a doable goal. And then greenhouse. That was supposed to be on the list for this year. This is basically a lean-to 3-sided greenhouse made out of windows and doors that I have collected a couple years ago now. And then to put a corrugated, the clear roof on top of that. And it would be basically attached, but not like structurally attached to the screen and porch. And so that's the goal there. And then also, we might be making a new rabbit hutch for the female rabbit that we're keeping. We could put her where we had Zeddy, or the one next to where we had Zeddy, in the raviary. And I think that would work unless it got really hot again. But then there's some things that we can do to mediate that I've been thinking about. So I haven't decided that yet. It would be completely fine to have her there when it's not super hot. So that's why it's a maybe. But I want it on the list because I want it in my head. All right, that's the projects. 5 projects. I know I said a lot for 5 projects. So next up is health. So over the past, several years, I've done more computer things. I've done more work from home. I've done more of that. I used to be part of a gym. Pandemic hit. I did not go anymore, obviously, because it was closed. And actually, they shut down and took my money. I probably need to do a fraud report on that. But I have not been doing as much as I should. Been going for walks. I did create a home gym, and I used it for a shorter while. And so I need to get into that for health. So my 4 health goals are meditation every day. This is something that I used to do every day. I got out of the habit, and I need to get back into it. Now, for those of you who are making goals and resolutions for the new year, a lot of the goals and resolutions that people do don't stick. And the reason is people give up too early. It takes at very least 3 weeks of daily doing something to make it a habit. So that is the minimum amount of time that you should be doing something before it becomes something that feels natural. There you go. Next is Qigong exercises. So I used to do this every day as well. And my goal is to do it at least 3 times per week and to work up to doing it every day. So I'm allowing myself some variance. Qigong is, if you guys are interested in that, we can do a video on that. But, so yeah, 3 times per week, working up to every day. And then number 3 is to use my home gym at least 3 times per week. I have some punching bags and some weights and stuff in there, and I know a lot of ab workouts, and I know a lot of this stuff of how to do it, just haven't been doing it, so I need to make myself do it. Number 4 is something that probably a lot of us struggle with. Eat from the yard or homemade, and I put 5 times per week. I should be already doing that, but I have not. There are times when you go out and you're just like, I don't want to cook anything, I'm going out. I don't want to cook anything, I'm going to get pizza. Or when Manuel comes home with something, he's sitting right there. When he comes home with something and I'm like, fine, we're having that for dinner. So that is my goal. That's my goal there. So I do have more personal plans for what my future looks like and financial plans like that, but I'm not going to share that with you guys. I mostly want to share with you things that you might see me doing or that you might notice me doing. So those are my goals for 2023. But what I also did is I made daily goals. So my daily goals are basically the same as my health goals, except for I have added check the calendar for specifics for that day. Now I know I'm going to check the rain gauge every day and report that to Kokoros. I know I'm going to do my egg collection every day. If you don't do it every day, that's fine. But the goal is to do it every day. If you're selling those eggs, you should do it every day. Anything pertaining to quail or rabbits with regards to breeding or checking the incubator or doing nest boxes or stuff like that. Garden, that would be seed planting, harvest, preservation, etc. And so I would be keeping this on a calendar. And then also phone calls. Do I need to make a phone call about something today? That's something that gets lost a lot for me. No. And then I have weekly goals. So the 2 weekly goals that I have right now are to review receipts and finances for business purposes. So what did I buy? What does it look like? And put it into the computer. Next up is to wash and pack eggs. So for quail eggs and chicken, so for chicken eggs, in California where I am, you have to wash them within 3 days of lay. For quail eggs, they actually say they don't know when, but they won't tell me when. So my goal with that is to reserve them so that I can sell them as hatching eggs and keep them moving and all of that in that manner. If they don't sell as hatching eggs, then they get they're washed and packed up for eating eggs. So I've designated 3 days a week to do that, and that covers those getting washed within 3 days of lay. So those are my goals. Turns out this was a longer video. I hope that you guys are okay with that. I hope that my goals help you make your goals. And if I've been talking about doing something and it's not on this list, let me know. This list can grow. But I think I'm at a manageable amount of goals, a manageable way of doing things for myself. So yeah, there you go. Happy New Year. I really, really hope that this year is going to be great. 2023, we don't need any more 2022 stuff. We don't need any more bad. We need only good. We need good things happening to good people. And may all your crops be green and good, and all your animals be healthy and happy. And also, make sure yourself is happy. Make sure you take time for yourself to be happy and yourself to be healthy. So with that, I wish you Happy New Year and enjoy the day, this first day of 2023. Thank you for watching.